All right, where to begin? Wow, I don't even know where to start, man. What happened to the house that never sleeps? It's not just because the algorithm's no longer feeding the channel. It's well, that's one thing. It's kind of hard to make videos whenever the algorithm's killing the channel. But there's been some new developments, and it's been, I'll just tell you straight out, man, it's been pure hell here for the last 4 days or so. Today is September 6th, it's Monday, 2021. And I'll just tell you the whole story of why I'm not making videos right now, and I don't know how long it'll be. The patrons already know about this, but I figured I owe you guys on YouTube an explanation as well. And excuse me for my looks and my, like I say, it's been hell, man. It's just been pure hell, and it still is. It's an ongoing hell. Never dealt with anything like this before, and so I'm sorry for my appearance, and I'm sorry for, no videos, and wow, man, if only you knew. Phone's going crazy. It's been doing that for 4 days. Calls in, calls out, messages. Alright, what happened? On September the 1st, that being 6 days ago, I guess, 5 or 6 days ago. September the 1st, 2021, everything was going along normal. And I was bitching about YouTube algorithm killing my bigger channel. There's a link below to the small one if you want to keep up with my stuff. This one's not going to get much until this gets settled. Okay, I get on with it. September the 1st, I started noticing my wife coughing a lot. Coughing quite a bit. And we both cough, we both smoke, and we cough, I mean, that's what you do. When you smoke, you cough. And, but September the 1st, I kind of noticed her coughing more than she usually does, you know what I mean? And September the 2nd, even more coughing. And I asked her, I said, why are you coughing so much for? Oh, I'm just, stopped up inside. I forget what she called it. I can't remember what she called it. Like ragweed or some shit. I can't think, man. Anyway, she said, I'm just, it's nothing. I'm just stopped up, coughing will be all right. That's September the 2nd or so. On the every day, she'd wake up, it was a little bit worse, and she was starting to have trouble breathing. Now, we've had our COVID vaccines. Both of us have had both vaccines. We completed the second vaccine in June, I think the 23rd, maybe 25th. I've got it all wrote down. But anyways, that's enough time for the vaccines to work. And on the 3rd, she was starting to have really bad trouble breathing. And we both wondering, maybe, is this COVID or what is this? Is it COVID? I mean, with the vaccines, even if you get COVID, you shouldn't be this sick as she was. She was sick, man. And major trouble breathing by the 3rd of September. Okay, the 4th of September was on a Saturday. She woke me up Saturday morning on the 4th with her breathing, gasping for air. She didn't wake me up, but I woke up to the sound of her gasping for air. And I said, why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't you wake me up? Lord, I thought she was going to die right there, man. So I got up and I said, she went to the doctor, by the way, on the 2nd, I think. Maybe it was the 3rd. And her doctor wanted to put her in the hospital, and she refused. So this was on the 4th, Saturday morning. She woke me up, struggling to breathe, man. And coughing, and just, it was horrible. And I said, I'm going to call the ambulance. I'm calling 911 right now. You got to go to the hospital. You have got to go. There's something wrong. And still, we didn't know if it was COVID or what it was. I hope that camera's running. I think it is. So anyways, I called 911, and it wasn't 10 minutes, man. They were here. They loaded her up, took her to the hospital. Like I say, that was Saturday. and gave her oxygen. She called me Saturday night, and she sounded really good Saturday night, talking, making good sense. I said, man, you sound like a different person. You're breathing so normal. She said, well, they have me on oxygen right now. She's waiting for a room. So that was Saturday night. We talked. It seemed like things were kind of getting better. We talked and we hung up. The next morning, September the 5th, that was Sunday morning, I wake up to my phone ringing, and I wake up to a phone call telling me, your wife is on a breathing machine, and if you want to visit her, you might want to come down really soon, like today, early, as soon as you can get here. Yeah, that's what the nurse told me. The nurse told me that. They said if you want to visit her, see her, you might want to come pretty quick. So I did. I loaded up and went down, and it was bad, man. They didn't have her on it wasn't a breathing machine like you would think. It was one of those things that go over like a mask that goes over your face, so every breath you get is oxygen. That kind of a thing. It wasn't a ventilator, that's what I'm trying to say. It was not a ventilator. It was a machine. I don't know what it was called, man. My daughter knows. I don't work in the medical field, and I don't know any of the terminology or the medications or anything. I can only tell you what I can remember, and it ain't very much because I haven't slept, man. I have not slept for, what, a week, 6 days, or almost a week since I've really slept any. My voice is giving out. But the problem's not here. I will get by fine. Anyways, that morning, I guess they were giving her breathing treatments. This was before the breathing machine had to be applied. They were giving her breathing treatments. And her heart rate, they said, the nurse told me, it shot up to 140 or 150. 140 to 150, which is way too high for her. I mean, I work out every day for 1 hour, every single day. I get my heart rate up to 125, 130. And that's, takes... I had to get it up there and hold it there for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Every day, 7 days a week, I do that. Even with her being sick and in the hospital and all this has happened and going on, I've been doing it, still doing it. It helps me forget about what's going on. Anyway, they were giving her breathing exercises, and her heart rate shot sky high. So they admitted her to ICU then. This was yesterday. And they're giving her some kind of IV to regulate her heartbeat. My son took a picture of whatever it was that said on the IV, the medicine. I never heard of it before. We were going to look it up. I think they did look it up. I haven't talked to them today. It's early morning today. It's the 6th. It's Monday. I need to get a hold of them and maybe see what they found out. But anyways, that the IV is supposed to slow her heart rate down or regulate it. I don't know why it shot up like that. They try to explain it. I don't know any of the medical terminology, like I said. Unless it's broken down in layman's terms. I don't understand what they're saying. But anyways, it worked. They got her heart rate slowed down or regulated. And her blood oxygen, whatever you call it, was 78, 79 when we took her down there. Because I took it here that morning, and then they took it again and got the same reading I did. That's very low. They like to see at least in the 90s. Okay, so hers was 79. She's having a terrible time breathing, man. Terrible time breathing. Anyways, they put her in ICU. They gave her that IV and more oxygen, kept her on that machine. And yesterday, I went down and saw her. I was down there all day yesterday. That'd be the 4th. No, that'd be the 5th, Sunday. I'm getting my dates confused. All this runs together when you can't sleep or rest. Yesterday, I was down there all day long. And they'd run that IV through her, and like say it worked. Her heart rate regulated, and she was doing better. Still coughing a lot, breathing a lot. And by the way, they said it was not COVID. Thank God it wasn't COVID, at least not yet. Hospital is the absolute last place you want to be right now. The COVID is a running rampage here where I live. The whole damn state's red. The government's got a color code system for schools, and really all I know about it is green is good and red and orange is bad. The entire 55 counties, the entire state is either red, most of them's red, there's a few orange ones. And they're still sending the kids to school like idiots, man. The government's like idiots here when it comes to that shit. Yeah, hospital is the absolute last place you want to be right now, you know. And then ICU is even another place you don't want to be. You certainly don't want any of your family or loved ones in there. Well, anyway, that's where my wife is, and that's what's been going on. That's why there ain't been any videos. Anyways, I'm going to tell you, it's not COVID, at least not yet. Hopefully it never, I hope to God it never turns into that. They said it was, she had a bad case of COPD and something about her O2 levels, something. What was it? I can't remember, man. I can't think. I just woke up. I figured I better get some kind of video out to you guys and tell you what's going on, you know. CO2 levels, is that, I think that's what she told me. Something about when you breathe out those CO2 levels, they have to balance the oxygen. Like they were giving her 30-some% oxygen yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, today's the 7th. Yesterday was Monday. That's when I was down there all day at 2. Yesterday is when I was there all day, and they said she was getting some better. And they tested her for COVID, and she tested negative. Thank God. Something about her oxygen level and CO2 levels have to balance out. And they didn't balance out. It's what made her heart rate go so high. Whatever day it was. But they've given her like 30-some% oxygen level, and like the nurse said, or her doctor too, said there's no need for them. Her blood oxygen was like 91%, which was a way improvement from what it was in the last 3 days or 4. So her doctor said that oxygen level and the CO2 level have got to be balanced, and they're delicately balanced. With someone with her old lungs and her bad lungs. She's got very bad lungs, they said. Like I said, we both smoke. I don't want to hear any shit about smoking, man. You know, if you got something to complain about is smoking, fuck you. I mean, it's taken to note, but don't tell me about smoking. I'm going to keep smoking, and I'll probably end up down there someday. But I enjoy smoking. It's one of the few things in life left I do enjoy, so I'm going to do it. And she's the same way, but she did say, yesterday, she did say, I think I'm going to have to quit smoking. And I said, yeah, you really should consider that. If nothing else, at least consider backing off of them. But you really ought to quit. I mean, it's come to that point in your life. That's what I was telling her. I said, it's come to the point in your life, you really ought to quit. And I told her I'd quit with her. I said, if you want me to quit with you, I'll do everything in my power to try. I just don't want any people preaching to me about smoking, man. I've heard enough of that bullshit on YouTube. And I usually just get hidden or blocked or whatever. Yeah, I don't need to be hearing that right now. We smoke. This is the position we're in. Smoking helped us get here. I know that. But, you know, it's too late to piss and moan about it now. So, I don't know how long this video is. I figured I'd make something, and like I say, the patrons know about this. They've known about it for a while. Her being hospitalized and then put in ICU, and she's still in ICU this day. Mondays, I know it's Tuesday, September 7th, and she's still in ICU. I called down there today and talked to the nurse. Couldn't get her doctor, but I got her nurse, and she said she was eating dinner, and she'd have her to call me when she got through eating dinner. I said, okay, that's fine. Well, I waited an hour. She didn't call, so I called again, got all that information from the nurse. Said she was doing better. Her blood oxygen was staying in the 90s, and she was breathing a little bit easier, she said. The nurse told me this. She said she was basically doing a lot better than she was yesterday. I said, well, can I talk to her? She's supposed to call me back an hour ago. And she was eating, and then the nurse said, yeah, I'll ring you in her room. And she answered the phone, and we talked, but I could tell, man, she's still struggling to breathe and wheezing and shit. I mean, I could just tell here on the phone. She said she was doing better, and she ate a good meal. But, I don't think she was as better as she'd like me to believe, you know what I mean? And like I say, she's still in ICU. They don't keep you in there when you're doing very well, you know. She was in a room. They gave her a room. And when she took that spell with her heart rate going really high, I guess she was really having a hard time breathing then. They rushed her to ICU then. And she's still in there. So that's all I know right now, man. That, and I know it's killing me. I mean, wow. The last 6 days or so, 7, have been like I have never lived before. Y'all know about my mom in the nursing home. She's been having a lot of trouble with edema. They've been having to give her IV because she's getting dehydrated. Miraculously, I called over there. Wow, it was yesterday, Sunday. And I said, how's she doing? Oh, she's doing great, they said. I said, she's still pulling her IVs out. And the nurse said, we haven't had to give her an IV for like a week. She's been maintaining her own fluids. So, that was a blessing from God right there, man. It was a miracle is what it was. So far, she's still doing okay. And I sure needed that right now with my wife and all this stuff going on with her. I can tell you, it's I never experienced loneliness like I have here at the house that never sleeps. Never have since we lived here. We lived here over 30 years, and it's never been so lonely. Of course, my kids are, grown up and got their own life now. They come visit, but I don't know, man. It's just it's pretty bad. It's a lot worse than I can express to you in words, and I don't want to express to you in tears, so I'll just say thank you guys for your understanding and your support all these years, especially you on Patreon, the patrons, all of you on the patrons and the subscribers to this channel, and especially to the ones on the new channel too. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll be back as soon as I can. I don't know how long it'll be. I don't know what's going to happen, man. I got guitars here. If you got a guitar here right now, I'm so sorry, man. There's not going to be a lot of guitar work going on until this thing gets settled one way or the other. I'll try to keep you informed as time goes on. And wish us luck. If you're a praying person, please pray for my wife. Her name's Bev. Say a special prayer for her. We'd both appreciate that. Thank you. See you next time.